Good morning and a Merry Christmas from Northumberland. It's the 27th of December and it's the feast of St. John, but I want to talk about another person who loved Jesus in a similar way. We are told that St. John loved Jesus, that he leant against his breast at the Last Supper. But yesterday the Christian world was stunned by the death of a great Christian of the 20th and 21st centuries. Archbishop Desmond Tutu died at the ripe old age of 90, and we can rejoice with him that he has gone to be with our Lord. But we can also feel saddened and diminished that a giant of faith, and for us Anglicans, a giant of the Anglican faith, has been lost to us on earth. Desmond Tutu was already a bishop when I was ordained a priest more than 40 years ago. He was a bishop in Lesotho, in Johannesburg, and then in Cape Town, and became the archbishop and the primate of the church in South Africa. And through those years of the 70s and 80s, his voice was a constant call, a constant cry for justice, for reconciliation, and for peace in South Africa. That voice cried out in a time of terrible persecution for his nation. And it cried out for people like Nelson Mandela, cruelly imprisoned for so long, and yet later to emerge to be the leader of the nation. These were important words, and this was an important stance, challenging those who called him a supporter of terrorists with the gospel of Jesus Christ, the gospel of liberation, the gospel of freedom, the gospel of hope. And so we remember him. We remember his faith. We remember that when the power situation changed in South Africa, he continued to work as the chair of the Justice and Reconciliation Committee so that a rainbow nation would not take revenge on those who had been its persecutors. He worked that truth might emerge, but that revenge might not take place. He continued to campaign for inclusion for gay people, inclusion for people or genders. He continued to say that at the heart of the gospel was the radical love of God for us all. One of the readings for today comes from the first letter of John. I'm going to read it later in the service, but here's a little bit here. Whoever says, I am in the light, while hating a brother or sister, is still in the darkness. Whoever loves a brother or sister lives in the light, and in such a person there is no cause for stumbling. But whoever hates another believer is in the darkness, walks in darkness, and does not know the way to go, because the darkness has brought blindness. Following our brother Desmond, may we walk in the light of Christ. May God bless us.